नाज़रीन अस्सलाम वालेकुम, आप देख रहे हैं प्रोग्राम पर्सपेक्टिव नुक्ता-ए-नज़र उवैस इकबाल के साथ जियो टीवी पे। नाज़रीन, आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक है, हम बात करेंगे ह्यूमन कंसर्न इंटरनेशनल के हवाले से। HCI ने ख़ास तौर पे दिसंबर की 9, 10, 11 को जो 3 इवेंट्स किए ऑटावा में, एडमिंटन में और टोरंटो में, उसके हवाले से बात करेंगे। वो लोग जो बैंक्वेट हॉल में मौजूद थे वो तो एनर्जी को समझ सकते थे, लेकिन हमने चाहा कि इस मैसेज को हमारी जो डिजिटल ऑडियंस है उस तक भी लेके जाएं कि नाज़रीन, अगर आप याद करें जब कोविड का पीरियड था 2020 का, ख़ास तौर पे 19 और 20 का जो टाइम था, उसमें पूरी दुनिया में एक सबसे ज़्यादा मकबूल होने वाली जो टीवी सीरीज़ थी वो थी अर्तुगरुल गाज़ी के हवाले से, जिसको मैंने और आपने, हमारी फैमिलीज़ ने जो है वो किस हद तक सराहा वो आप अच्छी तरह से जानते हैं कि 5 सीजन्स हमने क्या दिल लगा के एक एपिसोड के बाद दूसरे के बाद तीसरी हम देखते रहे। और हमने एक शख्स को, एक पर्सनैलिटी को हमने अपना इस्लामिक हीरो मान लिया कि किस तरह से सल्तनत उस्मानिया की बुनियाद रखी गई। अर्तुगरुल गाज़ी कौन थे? तो नाज़रीन, ह्यूमन कंसर्न इंटरनेशनल ने जो बहुत बड़ा काम किया, इवेंट्स होते हैं फंड रेजिंग के, बहुत सारे अदाकार, अदाकाराएँ और मुख्तलिफ फील्ड से ताल्लुक़ रखने वाले सेलिब्रिटीज़ इन फंड रेजिंग इवेंट्स में आते हैं। लेकिन ये जो इवेंट्स थे ये कुछ ख़ास ही थे कि जिसमें एंगिन एल्टन खुद आए, यानी जो अर्तुगरुल का कैरेक्टर जिन्होंने किया टर्किश सीरीज़ के अंदर, पहली मरतबा कनाडा वो आए ह्यूमन कंसर्न इंटरनेशनल की दावत पे। नाज़रीन, आज के इस शो में हम बात करेंगे इसी हवाले से कि वो क्यों आए, उनका पैशन क्या था और किस तरह से लोगों ने उनको ऑटावा में, एडमिंटन में और टोरंटो में वेलकम किया। नाज़रीन, इस पे बात करने के लिए आई हैव अ ग्रेट प्लेजर ऑफ इनवाइटिंग Sister Mahmooda Khan, who is the Executive Director of Human Concern International, and Brother Usman Nurani, who is the Deputy Executive Director of Human Concern International. I welcome you both on this show tonight. Thank you for joining, and Assalamu Alaikum.
Alaikum Salam. Thank you so much.
First of all, many congratulations on this job. Very well done. The team came together, and mashallah, how this team has executed these 3 events. They're supposed to be the big events. So special congratulations to you, Sister Mahmooda. Under your leadership, we saw an amazing turnout and amazing success of these events.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The honor is all ours that the community was able to come together in support of great cause. And they were very happy, and that made us very happy.
So why not I ask you this, because a lot of people are thinking when Human Concern International thought of this, bringing this big level of artists, you know, Artugrull Ghazi, people love him, and we all saw, and I'm going to show some clips to our viewers here. What came to your mind? How HCI thought about bringing Elton to Canada?
Yes, absolutely. So as you know, HCI were in our values: justice, equality, dignity, love, fairness. And we're thinking of a hero for the Muslim, non-Muslim world who represents those, who is a symbol of justice. And obviously one of the first names was Artugrull in our mind. And we started researching him, and we found out that Altan as a person also believes in these, you know, social justice, climate, environmental, water. These are very close to his heart. So that's why we reached out to him, and it all worked out, alhamdulillah.
It all worked out, alhamdulillah. Usman Nurani, how did you see these events going? Did you expect it to be like this?
No, we know he's a famous name, but you know, we didn't know what to expect in terms of turnout and how people would react. But it was really good to see, you know, the love that people have for him. But more importantly, I think people also connected to the cause, which was to raise funds for water wells and to you know, let people know that there is a huge problem of water scarcity around the world. And it just all fit very perfectly. You know, it was a cause that he was passionate about, and people were able to connect to that. So that was wonderful to see.
Yeah, and I was personally very excited. I mean, I knew that we were going to be welcoming Elton to Canada, and then we'll be hosting him in 3 different cities: Ottawa, Edmonton, and then Toronto. And it was an amazing turnout. Even look, in Toronto, we had about 1,000 people showed up, and they loved to be in the company of Artugrull. And Human Concern International, how we all came together in terms of aligning with his passion and aligning with what HCI is doing for a number of years. So Usman Nurani, why don't you give a little bit of background about Human Concern International, as we understand that this is the oldest Muslim charity in Canada?
Yes, this is the first and oldest Muslim charity in Canada, started in more than 40 years ago, actually to help the Afghan refugees in Pakistan. So from then until today, you know, we've expanded in many different countries. We've touched at least 40 plus countries, and we've done work across water, livelihoods. We have a child sponsorship program. We provide food distribution. We run Ramadan programs, Qurbani programs. So there's a lot of work that is being done right now. And alhamdulillah, we've had the opportunity to grow with the community and really make an impact in the lives of millions of people.
Very good. Yeah, absolutely. And Sister Mahmouda, so I was with you in Ottawa, Edmonton, and Toronto, all three cities. So I also saw, we went to the press gallery at the Parliament Hill. There was a press conference, and you spoke, and Elton spoke. And then we had a press conference in Toronto with ethnic media. What did you see, and any feedback you heard from Elton after going through these press conferences?
Definitely. That our town was for a Water for Life campaign, not only for the vulnerable communities, underprivileged communities in Africa and Asia, but also the indigenous community right here at home. So we have actually made an ask for our government to collaborate, partner with the charities who are interested in this, providing aid to the indigenous community. And alhamdulillah, I noticed that the MP, the Member of Parliament who was there with us, the media, they really reacted very positively that a Canadian Muslim charity is thinking about the indigenous community, of course. And Alton himself was very interested because he has been to Africa himself. He saw the dire need there. He himself had built some well in Africa. He made a documentary on that. And he was very shocked to see that this, crisis has touched Canada even. It's a modern world country, as he says. So that was an eye-awakening experience for him. And I think it made it even more close to the cause, that this is touching the developed countries. So imagine what's happening in the developing countries.
Very true, very true. और नाज़रीन, जिस तरह ये 3 इवेंट्स हुए ओटावा में, एडमिंटन में और टोरंटो में, इन 3 इवेंट्स में अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ह्यूमन कंसर्न इंटरनेशनल अल्लाह तबारक व तआला के फजल से और लोगों की पार्टिसिपेशन, और ख़ास तौर पे जो हमारे स्पेशल गेस्ट थे फ्रॉम टर्की, जिनको मैं बार बार अर्तुरुल के नाम से कह रहा हूँ ताकि यू आर एबल टू रिलेट टू हिम. We were able to raise $600,000, probably a bit more than that, to build hundreds of wells in Africa and Asia combined. So, जो हमारी पिच थी नाजरीन इन 3 इवेंट्स पे, अफ्रीका में ह्यूमन कंसर्न इंटरनेशनल को एक पानी का कुआं बनाने के लिए we need to put $5,000 to build a well, और एक कुआं 1000 लोगों को रोजाना जो है वो फायदा पहुंचाता है, जो करीब के गांव के लोग रहने वाले हैं. They utilize that clean water. Every single day 1000 people are being benefited. एशिया में ह्यूमन कंसर्न इंटरनेशनल जो पानी का कुआं बनवाने की जो कॉस्ट है वो $1500 है. नाज़रीन, अगर आप डोनेट करना चाहते हैं तो वेबसाइट का लिंक आपके सामने मौजूद है. जिस तरह बैंक्वेट हॉल में बैठे बहुत सारे लोगों ने इस अपील पे लब्बैक कहा और अपने अतियात दिए ताकि हम अफ्रीका में और एशियन ममालिक के अंदर, जिनमें पाकिस्तान, अफगानिस्तान, बांग्लादेश, इंडिया और दूसरे मुल्कों में जाके उन दूर दराज गाँव में कि जहाँ पे साफ पानी मौजूद नहीं है, जिसकी अशद ज़रूरत है, उसके लिए ह्यूमन कंसर्न इंटरनेशनल ने इस मूवमेंट का आगाज़ किया. पानी के कुएं कई सालों से ह्यूमन कंसर्न इंटरनेशनल बना रहा है, लेकिन ये जो वेव थी, इस वेव के अंदर हमने अपने इस चीज़ को एक्सपेंड किया. हम आपके शहरों तक आए, लेकिन ये बात सिर्फ बैंक्वेट हॉल तक नहीं रहेगी. इस टीवी प्रोग्राम के जरिए भी यू कैन ऑल्सो बिकम पार्ट ऑफ दिस. ब्रदर उस्मान नूरानी, वी रेज्ड अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह over $300,000 in Toronto, 110,000 in Ottawa, and about 200,000 in Edmonton. Was this all as per the expectations of the organization?
I think, we definitely met the target that we were hoping to meet. But like you said, this is not a one-time, contribution or one-time pitch. So it has to extend beyond, just the banquet halls. And I think that's where we need, people to really get engaged and take up, this as their own personal cause, and raise funds for it, or support in any way that you can. And hopefully, we're aiming to raise at least $1 million. And this is not just going to help, like Mahmouda was mentioning. It's not just about the water that's in South Asia and in Africa, but we're also allocating a percentage of the funds that will go towards addressing the water scarcity crisis here with the indigenous community in Canada. So our goal and our hope is much bigger, and we hope that you'll join us in helping to fulfill that.
Now we showed some glimpse of the press conference that we had in Ottawa as well as in Toronto, so our viewers can also feel themselves that they participated with us in those physical locations. And after this, we're going to take a break, and viewers, when we come back from the break, we'll continue the conversation, and we are also going to show you the glimpse of some of the clips of the events in Ottawa, Edmonton, and Toronto, so you can also meet with our chief guest and see how Human Concern International was conveying the message through Arthurul, through Elton, to all of you, and how we all can come together and continue the work for humanity and be rewarded from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So please stay with us after this break and watch this clip of the press conference where Elton, Sister Mahmouda, myself as the ambassador, and Brother Usman Durrani spoke at the press conference. The purpose of this press conference, I've explained it to you. We will have short speeches here. They will explain you from HCI perspective as well as our respected guest who is here.
I would like to thank Human Concern International for inviting me to be part of this important project. I am honored to visit Canada and join Mahmouda Khan and the Member of Parliament to speak on this critical subject. Like many with a global platform, I have been committed to raising awareness about climate change impacts around the world. I have traveled throughout Africa documenting the effects of a lack of clean water access of communities. As an avid photographer, my journey began in Kenya to capture the natural beauty of the continent, where I faced a striking reality that deeply affected me. 53% of Africa's people do not have access to clean water, and 3 out of every 10 newborn babies die due to disease originating from contaminated water. I have witnessed people who traveled days to get to clean water access point to fill 1 bucket for their family. Some locals, including women, have to walk about 25 to 30 kilometers in order to reach water. So I began to research the issue, and eventually I produced a documentary called Be Witness to build awareness about clean water access.
नाज़रीन, वेलकम बैक। बहुत शुक्रिया, ब्रेक के बाद भी आप हमारे साथ रहे। नाज़रीन, आज हम बात कर रहे हैं कि ह्यूमन कंसर्न इंटरनेशनल ने किस तरह से दिसंबर की 9, 10 और 11 को 3 कामयाब इवेंट्स किए, ऑटावा में, एडमिंटन में और टोरंटो में, जहां पे नाजरीन मेरे और आपके पसंदीदा आर्टिस्ट को इन्होंने यहां पर बुलाया, हमें ये मौका फराहम किया कि हम उनसे मिल सकें, अपनी जो है वो खुशियों का उनके साथ इजहार कर सकें और उनके बारे में जान सकें कि हाउ ही इज़ पैशनेट अबाउट सोशल जस्टिस, स्पेशली व्हेन इट कम्स टू क्लीन वाटर। और यही एजेंडा ह्यूमन कंसर्न इंटरनेशनल का भी था कि किस तरह से क्लीन वाटर की मूवमेंट शुरू की जाए, उसको एक्सेलरेट किया जाए और एशिया में और अफ्रीका में लोगों को साफ पानी देने की सहूलियात फराम की जाए पानी के कुओं के जरिए। नाज़रीन, 6 लाख से ज़ायद जो है वो पैसे जमा किए गए, जिनके तहत कई 100 जो है वो पानी के कुएं खुदवाने का मौका मिलेगा ह्यूमन कंसर्न इंटरनेशनल को। ये ज़कात कंप्लाइंट प्रोग्राम है, सदका जारिया है। आपके सामने स्क्रीन पे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का नाम भी मौजूद है, फ़ोन नंबर भी मौजूद है। पिक अप द फोन and make sure you donate here through this program. Brother Nurani, we were talking about those 3 events, and before the break we also showed some clips of the press conference. What can you tell? You were there with us in Toronto event. You did not see Ottawa and Edmonton, but what was the energy felt like in the Toronto event? And I'm splashing some photos on the screen as well.
There was a lot of energy. People were very excited. I think, people were rushing to see him. They were trying to find different ways, to try and meet him. So I think the energy was definitely live. We had a really good stage. The fireworks going, when he came on stage. So I think it was wonderful to see. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, for a lot of people. So we're very happy that, we could provide that.
Yeah, once in a lifetime opportunity. You said it very well. We received so many phone calls and text messages 3 days or right after, even 3 hours before the program. Can we get 5 tickets? Can we get these many tickets? How can I meet? So definitely this had created a huge buzz all across Canada. Even I met with a family who drove from Buffalo to Toronto to attend this event. That was truly, truly amazing. Sister Mahmouda, you were also you witnessed all 3 events. You witnessed Ottawa, Edmonton, then Toronto. Surprisingly, I was pretty impressed with the crowd in Ottawa. So about 500-600 people showed up. How difficult was for HCI to organize of that such scale event in Ottawa? Was it that difficult?
We did that when you have the right combination of the team, their energy and their passion, and when you have community over and over comes back to support the cause that this guy is working so hard for. And on top of that, when you have guests like Altan, so humble and modest, and very also passionate about the cause, everything just fits together. And I have to say it was very smoothly. I also was not expecting it to be at this level, the success that we had, and how smoothly it went. So alhamdulillah, was very blessed. It was full of barakah.
Very good. So the congratulations to the team in Ottawa, Sister Lubna Sayyed, Dr. Irfan Sheikh, who is the chair of Human Consent International's board. आप दोनों को पूरी टीम को बहुत मुबारक. Brother Buwaza, who is our fundraising director, based out of Montreal, he did a lot of work the last 2 months. I'm not sure how many sleep cycles he missed. Anything you want to tell about him?
Absolutely. So he is the brain and heart behind this entire tour. He's the one who found our fund manager's contact, reached out, presented HCI, the cause. So he's been behind the team 100%. I know for 2 months he hasn't slept for more than 3 hours, and he also hasn't seen his family for 2 months. I've heard that from his family. So I hope, the entire team, they work so hard, they all get some rest before we gear up for Ramadan.
MashaAllah, very good. Brother Nurani, when I was at the event in Toronto and all the other 2 places, specifically in Toronto, some people came to me and asked this question, and I also mentioned this while we were fundraising, but why not you help us to address this for this digital audience? People were concerned and saying, when you build the well, 2 months, 3 months later, nobody knows what happens to the well. So how Human Consent International is assessing and doing the well build and the whole maintenance of that through the life cycle of the well?
So from the beginning, when we initiate the construction of the well, all of this is put as part of the process. So we have not just a construction, but we also have a plan for maintenance and regular checkup and follow-up. And this is how we're able to ensure, that the wells are lasting for at least 25 to 30 years. And the other thing is we mobilize the community, we train the community. So we make sure that they are involved in the process. And they understand the importance of the well and how to use it, but also how to upkeep and maintain it. So if they buy into this, and then if they get together as a community, let's say there's some small amount of funds that are needed for a repair, they actually take care of that, as a community themselves, because they understand, what it means. And then there's also a lot of training on how to, for example, keep children away, from the well. So small things here and there, our team on the ground are experts, and they make sure that all of this is taken care of.
Awesome, very good. I think we've been talking a lot, but why not we also show our viewers the clip of the event in Toronto to show them how people came together and welcomed the artist when he came on stage, and the conversation we had, and how was the energy, as you said, Brother Usman, Nurani, that there was a very, very positive energy in the room. But I think people can only understand when they see it visually. So let's play this clip and see how the event took place in Toronto. नाज़रीन, आपने देखा किस तरह से जो है वो अर्थरुल बे का इस्तकबाल किया गया और आई वल्लाह और आई माशाल्लाह के नारे बुलंद हुए, और मुझे भी बड़ा मौका मिला, and I'm very thankful as being the spokesperson and ambassador of Human Consent International that I had this privilege and honor to represent each one of you, those who were in the banquet hall and those who are watching here. मैंने आपको represent किया उस स्टेज के ऊपर to interact with Arthurul, but it was not me, it was all of you. और उसमें आपने देखा किस तरह से he spoke about his passion, he spoke about the drama series that we were all happy to watch and see, but most importantly the work what he is doing with Human Consent International. ये वो मौका था नाजरीन कि जिसके तहत Human Consent International ने कनाडा में रहने वाले जो मुसलमान थे, जो इस ड्रामा सीरीज से अटैच थे, उनको ये मौका दिया कि वो आके अर्थुरुल से, एल्टन से मुलाकात भी कर सके, کاز کے بارے میں جان بھی سکیں اور اپنا جو ہے مالی طور پہ تعاون بھی کر سکیں. ٹورڈز دی اینڈ برادر نورانی, what are we looking at next? So now this event is behind us. We are moving forward. What are you going to tell us to our viewers?
We have a number of initiatives. You know, we have the year-end campaign that's coming up. More importantly for yourself and me, you know, we have a trip coming up to Pakistan, so we're looking forward to that. We've collected funds, and this has become our practice now. We want our team, you know, to participate in the implementation of the activities. So for Pakistan, at least, we'll be there to rebuild the houses that we raised funds for. We have a team that's heading to Syria. We have a colleague that's in Palestine right now. So a lot of things on the move. We have some people in Lebanon. You know, all of this is part to make sure that the funds that we've raised, there's transparency, and we see with our own eyes, you know, the money going in the right hands.
Absolutely, money going in the right hands. Sister Mahmouda, any closing comments from your end?
But I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you. Thank you so much for being beside us year after year through all the ups and downs and challenges, good and bad times. You're the most amazing spokesperson for HCI. So thank you so much. Our brand ambassador, Hassan Wadi, special shout out to him, Nurani, and the entire team of HCI. Most importantly, the community who stood beside HCI for 43 years. And because of them, we're able to do all the wonderful work that HCI is doing. Thank you so much to the community, all our donors.
Most welcome. Thank you so much, Sister Mahmouda and Usman Nurani, for joining the show this evening. And hope to see you soon. And inshallah, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessing and support of the community, the families, inshallah, we will continue to serve the humanity around the world.
Thank you so much.
ناظرین, آپ نے دیکھا آج جو ہماری کوشش تھی اس حوالے سے ہم نے چاہا بات کریں کہ جو پیچھے جو ویکینڈ گزرا دسمبر 9, 10, 11 کا, پورے کینیڈا میں شور مچ گیا اور ہر کسی نے یہی بات کی کہ ہیومن کنسرن انٹرنیشنل کون ہے. جس کو نہیں پتا تھا اور جن کو پتا تھا انہوں نے مزید جاننے کی کوشش کی کہ کس طرح سے ہیومن کنسرن انٹرنیشنل نے پورے کینیڈا میں جو ہے وہ ہیڈ لائنز بنانا شروع کر دی, مین اسٹریم میڈیا میں, ایتھنک میڈیا کے اندر, اور خاص طور پہ ان 3 ایونٹس کے ذریعے جو اوٹاوا میں ہوا 9 تاریخ کو, 10 تاریخ کو ایڈمنٹن میں ہوا اور 11 تاریخ کو ٹورانٹو میں ہوا, کہ جہاں پہ دنیا کا سب سے مشہور ایکٹر, اور میں تو یہ کہوں گا کہ جو ہے وہ اس سینچری کا بیسٹ مسلم ایکٹر کہا جائے, ہیرو کہا جائے تو کم نہ ہوگا, کہ ان کو ہیومن کنسرن انٹرنیشنل نے کینیڈا بلایا اور آپ کو مجھے موقع دیا کہ ہم نے ان سے ملاقات کی, ان سے انٹریکٹ کیا, اور اس پارٹنرشپ کے نتیجے میں $600,000 سے زائد کی رقم جو ہے وہ اکٹھی کی گئی, کہ جن کے تحت افریقہ میں اور ایشیا میں بہت سارے جو ہے وہ پانی کے کنویں بنائے جائیں گے, اور ہر ایک کنویں کے ذریعے روزانہ 1000 لوگ فائدہ حاصل کریں گے. تو اس سے آپ اندازہ لگا لیں کہ اگر 300 کنویں بنانے جائیں گے تو 3 لاکھ کے قریب لوگ روزانہ صاف پانی کو حاصل کر سکیں گے. یہی کوشش تھی ہیومن کنسرن انٹرنیشنل کی اور ارطغرل کی, اینگن ایلتن کی, کہ کس طرح سے جو ہے وہ ہم ساتھ مل کے ہیومینٹی کی خدمت کے لیے اپنی کوششوں کو جاری رکھیں. ناظرین, اللہ تبارک و تعالی ہماری کوششوں کو بھی قبول فرمائے, آپ کے تعاون کو بھی قبول فرمائے. ناظرین, اگلے ہفتے آپ سے پھر ملاقات ہوگی. اپنا خیال رکھیے گا. السلام علیکم.